All right, let's get right into it. For years, the holy grail of ad tech has been trying to figure out what a user is actually trying to do right in the moment. Well, today, we're going to break down a new framework that's designed to do exactly that, to create a sort of universal language for user intent. So, first things first, topic is not intent. Let's really dig into the core problem this whole framework is built to solve. For way too long, we've kind of just accepted this idea that if a page is about a certain topic, then that's the user's intent. But is it really? Turns out, that's a pretty flawed assumption.
Okay, check this out, because this slide just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you've got a search like, how do electric cars work? That person, they're clearly in a learning mode, just gathering info. But on the other side, you see best SUV lease deals near me. That's someone who's got their wallet out, ready to make a move. Both are about cars, sure, but their intent? Totally different worlds.
And that's the thing, right? Our current ad tech ecosystem is actually really good at some things. It can tell you what a page is about, what kind of audience a user fits into, what products are on the screen. We've got all that down. But the one piece of the puzzle it's missing, the one that really matters for performance, is answering that simple question, what is this person trying to do right now?
So here's the big takeaway from all this. User intent. That's the missing layer. It's the piece we've been needing to slot in right alongside our classifications for content, audience, and ad products. It's the context that's going to make our strategies not just smart, but truly intelligent. Okay, so how do we actually fix this? Well, let's take a look at this solution, a brand new intent framework.
The answer isn't some giant, complicated single list. No. Instead, this framework breaks intent down into 8, that's the magic number, 8 distinct dimensions that all work together.
And here they are, the 8 dimensions. Now, don't just look at it as a list. Think of them in a few groups, okay? First, you've got intent, pattern, and domain. That's the what and where. What are they doing, and in what topic area? Then you layer on modifiers and stage, which add all that rich detail about their journey. Next up, strength and commercial readiness tell you how serious they are. And finally, and this is super important for us as strategists, you have actionability and performance utility. These are the operational guardrails that tell us how we can actually use all this amazing data.
All right, so why does this design work so well? Because the real genius here isn't just the list of dimensions. It's how they're structured for us to actually use them in the real world.
So let's ask a key question. Why separate the patterns, the behavior, from the domains, the topic? This might seem like a small detail, but for a strategist, this is absolutely crucial. Why? Well, think about it. Comparison is a pattern, right? Someone is comparing options, but they could be comparing anything. Travel packages, B2B software, cars, you name it. Travel is a domain. By keeping these two things separate, the framework stays clean and consistent. It makes the signals way more useful for actually activating campaigns, for packaging up deals, and it prevents this giant, messy, overlapping taxonomy that would be a nightmare to work with.
And here's another brilliant design choice. The framework makes a really clear line between commercial investigation, when someone's just kicking the tires and researching, and transaction readiness, when they're actually ready to buy. Knowing exactly which side of that line a user is on, man, that's everything when it comes to deciding where to put your budget and what message to show them.
Okay, so this is where the rubber meets the road. Let's get super practical. How can you, as a strategist, take this framework and actually use it to build better campaigns and better deals? It actually becomes a really clear step-by-step process. You're not just throwing a campaign at the broad topic of automotive anymore. Nope. Now you can layer these dimensions. You start with the intent pattern, say purchase intent. Then you add the domain, automotive. Then you layer on commercial readiness, like transaction readiness. And finally, you filter by actionability to make sure the signal is eligible. See? It's so much more precise and way more powerful. And this approach is absolutely perfect for creating high-value PMP deals. Think about it. You can create a deal package that bundles up all your inventory where users are showing, say, comparison intent, specifically within the business and B2B domain. All of a sudden, you have this incredibly compelling, targeted offering for your advertisers. It's a game changer. I mean, just look at the difference here. The before is just, this page is about automotive. Okay, great. But the after? Now we know this page shows transaction-ready automotive purchase intent with local and deal-seeking modifiers. Wow, we've gone from a vague topic to a super detailed, actionable signal. That's the kind of intelligence that wins campaigns. Okay, Last but not least, let's talk about something that's maybe the most practical and important part of this entire framework: activating these signals safely.
So, there's a core dimension built right in called actionability. And this is so smart because it recognizes a really important truth. Just because you can infer an intent signal doesn't mean you should always use it for targeting. Some things are just too sensitive or not confident enough.
So actionability acts like a filter. It gives you clear rules. A signal might be eligible for broad use, no problem. Another might be eligible with strong confidence only, meaning you need to be really sure before you act on it. And critically, some signals are flagged as reporting only. This means you can use them for analytics to get insights, but you absolutely should not be using them for direct targeting.
This built-in filtering, this logic, it's the safety layer. It's what makes this whole framework something you can actually use in the real world responsibly. It's what makes it truly operational. So at the end of the day, what does this all mean? This framework isn't here to replace the systems we already have. It's designed to add that crucial missing layer. It helps us finally get past just knowing what a page is about and start understanding what a user is trying to do on that page. Which really leaves us with one final question to think about for our own work, right? Take a look at your campaigns. Are they just targeting broad topics, or are they really truly capturing user intent? Because with a framework like this, we finally have the tools to do it right.